Welcome everyone to South Florida Poetry Journal's reading series. I'm going to just introduce Donald to you all. His 8th book, Swansdown, won the 2022 Off the Grid Poetry Prize, and it will appear from Grid Books this fall. His 7th book of poetry, One Illuminated Letter of Being, was published by Red Mountain Press in 2020. His 6th and 5th books are respectively Man Praying by Free Verse Editions and Parlor Press and Tornado-esque by Cobb & Carey Press in 2016. His poems have appeared in a long list of illustrious publications, including the New Republic, Nation, Poetry, Yale Review, American Poetry Review, Kenyon Review, Georgia Review, Plowshares, Southwest, Tin House, Iowa Review, Southern Review, and Paris Review, as well as in the Best American Poetry anthologies for 2000, 2006, and 2015. Donald is the recipient of 2 fellowships from the National Endowment for the Arts in 1996 and 2011. He teaches in Purdue University's MFA program. So Donald, thank you again for joining us. We're going to just give you the stage, and we are anxious to hear your wonderful poems.
Well, hey, thank you so very much, Judy. Thanks also to Southern Poetry Florida Review for hosting, asking me to come and be part of your series. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, so as Judy mentioned, I have a book called Swansdown coming out. It's going to be out in mid-October, basically. And I just want to show you the cover. I'm very excited about the cover. I'll just put it up here so you can all sort of take a quick look at it and everything. These are just proofs of it. And so I don't have the real thing yet, but yeah, okay. It's a book about getting older and being, in a world that, is always dissolving, basically, it's always in flux. And sort of try to ride the flux, I guess. That would be my sense of it. Yeah. So I'm gonna start out by reading the poem from which the title is taken, Swansdown. Cloud Study. I keep returning to John Constable's study of clouds. Oil on cardboard 6 by 7.5 inches. It shows purple-gray thunderheads, 1 patch of blue above low hills, and 2 small trees flanked by shrubs in the left foreground. A sketch en plein air, a half-hour's worth of work at most. It catches exactly 1 scrap of sky and shifting sunlight on a blustery day in 1820. The year King George III died in Windsor Castle, blind and insane. The year 50,000 Scottish weavers went on strike and printed a proclamation calling for a new provisional government. Their leaders were caught, hanged, and then decapitated for good measure. This cloud study survived that history. 2 minutes later, the clouds would have taken on a different cast of light and shape, just like the thunderheads now piling up above the Liffey. I hobble out of the Dublin City Gallery, take a bus to the river, sit on a park bench with a Ziploc bag of ice on my swollen knee. Its wet cold makes the joint ache. My body is breaking down, bone spur under the right kneecap. At 58, I watch young men and women in black sweats run along the river Liffey. Abana, Liffey, Anna Liffey, river that crosses the plains of life. I envy them. Once I too could run over the asphalt almost without knowing I inhabited a body whose knees might seize up and swell. I will not run again in this life. Cirrus and cumulonimbus scud across the blue escutcheon of sky. Suns blazon through rain rampant. My life is a cloud study for some larger landscape John Constable never got around to painting. It hangs in a gilded frame. People stare at it before passing on to more important canvases, to Renoir's Les parapluies, women and men opening shining black umbrellas in a Paris park. There, a mother shelters her two daughters under an umbrella meant for one. The younger daughter holds a wooden hoop she has been rolling along tamped dirt paths, whipping it with a stick to keep it spinning before the rain settled in. Renoir painted this small family in his lush, impressionistic style. 5 years later, after visiting Italy and studying Piero della Francesca's frescoes, he came back and finished the painting in his new manière aigre, or harsh style. He handled the gray silk folds of the auburn-haired woman's dress on the left as if they were granite to be sculpted. She carries a market basket filled to the brim with shadow. To approach old age, one needs a new, harsher style. Here, by the Liffey, mothers push screaming infants in strollers. 5 teenagers in blue jeans and bright yellow or green raincoats walk by, joking, texting on cell phones, smoking. One girl and her boy hang back, embrace, French kiss a long 10 seconds. Another boy shouts over his shoulder, "Get a room." A pair of mute swans preens and swims down the river Liffey, whose amber waters mirror how the clouds pass, avalanche of cumulus that hangs forever on the burnished, unrippling surface of my memory. Vast sky surf, cloud after cloud cresting, breaking, to be washed away to blue nothing. Each of us, lovers, mothers, runners, me, no more than wind-blown Swansdown. So yeah, it's that sense of the clouds in the river Liffey and the water moving over, something that is moving in the sky above and also reflected in this moving surface underneath it. And that seems to me kind of, what should I say, how life strikes me at this point, really, we're caught between two things, reflections both, really, yeah. The book starts with a sequence of elegies around my brother. My brother Michael had Down syndrome, and his life expectancy as someone with Down syndrome is far shorter than ours. He died at 58, and this is basically about the time when folks with Down syndrome do pass on. So I'd like to start to go turn next to a few of these elegies just to give you a sense of that side of the book too here. Sleep. These days, sleep comes to me only through the aid of 3 white pills. Every night, I repeat the magic words aloud. Melatonin, magnesium, ashwagandha root and leaf extract, plus magnolia bark extract that contains hinokiol and magnolol. Pharmaceutical lullaby, charm to conjure sleep's sure, pure white oblivion. I sleep so soundly, I don't remember any dreams, except the recurring one in which my brother lies dying. Jenny, his care provider for the past 17 years, FaceTimes me so I can say goodbye from 900 miles away. His gaunt, drawn face, a doe's mute brown eyes, white skin against white pillow. His few strands of stray hair fine as milkweed silk. His head, a split dried pod whose seeds wind will scatter. Michael, goodbye. I cradle him between my palms, brother the size of my cell phone's screen. Brother, you who have only a handful of words. Yes, no, garage, that's right. to get you through this life and die. You say nothing. You smile to see me on Jenny's cell phone. My eyes well salt water. Michael, be my recurring dream. Sleep long and hard. Wake at noon in another body, one without inoperable ulcers. Keep dreaming your dream within my dream. I must wake soon in this room without you. Here, by sliding glass doors, sunlight pours down on the gigantic geranium. It lifts up red blossoms, palms open to the sky. I'm a big fan of Emily Dickinson. I write nothing like Emily Dickinson, right? But oh my God, I love Emily Dickinson. Seems to me, I mean, you know, America's lucky, really. We have a great literary tradition, honestly. And my God, Emily Dickinson for me is like at the top, basically, you know, of all the wonderful poets that have lived in this country of ours. Anyway, so I've always loved this line by Dickinson: split the lark and you'll find the music. Sort of this kind of contradictory, weird, kind of almost grotesquerie, if you will, you know? And, you know, I've been living with that line for a long time, honestly, trying to understand it. And maybe, you know, in my own small way, I think, you know, I've grasped what it might mean. I don't know, though. Anyway, I try it out in this poem, basically, and use the line as an epigraph for the poem. Child's riddle. Split the lark and you'll find the music. Emily Dickinson. Mangle the music to discover my brother. Split my brother, you'll get a stone. Crack the stone to find my tears. Razor each tear and taste the ocean. Dredge the ocean, there's my drowned father. Eviscerate father, here's a gold coin. Bury the coin to sprout an ash tree. Chainsaw the ash tree to let the sun in. Cut down the sun, you'll stand in the desert. Dig from the desert an ostrich's egg. Jackhammer egg, out jumps my mother. Axe mother open, you'll hear the lark sing. A lot of my poems kind of revolve around paintings. If I weren't a poor poet, I would be probably a better art historian. I love images. I get really excited going into museums. It makes, I don't know, I get stirred by it all, you know. Music does that, but in a different way, of course. Anyway, so I have these poems, you know, that revolve around images from the painters I love. So the next poem, again, one last poem about my brother, and it's called Black Prince, which is also the title of a painting by Paul Klee, and the painting gets described in the poem itself. So I won't tell you about it, but if you you know, maybe, you know, if you do one thing after this reading, maybe just Google Paul Klee, that's Klee, and Black Prince. It's a disturbing, wonderful image, I think. Black Prince. Dead brother, you've become the Black Prince that Paul Klee painted on a square foot of canvas mounted on wood. You're the sovereign of the dead. Black silhouette of an African prince on a black-brown background, so it's almost impossible to tell where your body ends and the surrounding night begins. You wear a crown that is a thicket of gold thorns. Your eyes burn, jade stones that glow radioactive green in the dark. Their half-life is forever. Your nose of pure gold, a reversed capital L, sans serif, angles left. Your lips, two horizontal bars, one gold, one red, are speechless. You wear a heavy gold collar carved with hieroglyphs no one can translate. You're this black on black icon I come to pray before. Black Prince, ruler of the full moon that shines in the upper left corner of Clay's painting like a golden Russian Easter egg. We are your people. We shall all walk death's middle kingdom and bow down unto you. But on the other side of death's continental divide, you were my brother. You had Down syndrome. You put on a crash helmet that buckled under your chin and learned to ride a white donkey named Billy Boy. The equine therapist led you on Billy Boy by the halter around a circle of orange traffic cones in the sandy outdoor arena. She raised a wooden broom handle high and asked you to reach up one arm, then the other, stretch as far as you could and touch it. You did. Billy Boy is still alive. You like to say, that's right. In this life, you needed no other words. Today, the sun is shining. That's right. I had a bicycle crash and could have died. That's right. Brother, you died on the 8th of January. It snowed. Now it's mid-July. Sound of a distant 7-gang lawnmower. Smell of mown grass borne to me on the west-southwest wind. That's right. Brother, be my Black Prince, my mystery, sign of the world I'll never understand. In your four-fingered hand, you hold out to me a lemon, a live and golden hand grenade. All right, so we're going to leave the elegies behind. So let's just turn to kind of another mood, if you will, here. Okay. And my family and I were lucky enough to be able occasionally, very occasionally, to spend a week around Christmas in Key West. So I'm assuming that a lot of you are all from Florida. How many have you? A lot of you been to Key West? Do you know Key West? Anybody? Yeah, a couple of hands. Okay, right. Okay, Key West is a very special place, obviously. Yeah. So this poem is set in Key West. Has a little bit of Spanish that gets explained in the poem. Yeah. Okay. Existing tree. Never to stop kissing her after sex, to adore each toenail shining with cracked lavender polish. Cherish her bad moods, her middle finger, witchy, so she says, and twisted as a geranium's knobby stem from rheumatoid arthritis. She rubs it over my body at night to cast her black spell upon me. Lick that deformed finger. Celebrate her hardening nipples, pale blind noses of moles digging tunnels through the underground darkness. Trace the scar like a 6-inch zipper on her left hip from the hip replacement surgery. This is the body I have loved and lived with 30 years. I know it almost as well as my own. Love is the lateral epicondylitis in my right elbow, bone-deep ache that won't leave me. I can hardly lift a glass of water. Though our two bodies fall apart, love will not. It grows like this tall, slender-waisted coconut palm in the middle of a construction site on the island of Key West. Yellow bulldozers growl. have leveled 3 acres, uprooted sea grapes, bougainvilleas, and other scrub shrubs until nothing remains but dirt, gravel, and one lone palm tree. Its green fronds rattle in the salt sea breeze, cast long skeletal shadows. Its green coconuts keep ripening. To ward off the bulldozers, a landscaper has planted a sign by the palm's deep well of shade. Arbol existente, no molestar. Existing tree, do not disturb. Love is not some dark pole star I gaze up at that magnetizes our lives to true north. No, it is the single palm in a vacant lot we walk by each day on our way to swim the warm azure shimmer of Key West's waves during one short week of vacation in December. Though the lot is empty and will soon become black asphalt for more parking spaces, love is this arbol existente. See here, just a sec here. There's one little poem I want to do for you guys. Hold on. I'm going to check my time here. Let me just see how we do. Yeah, 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's see here now. Let's just go to the end. I'm going to go turn to the end of the book a little bit here. Yep. That's what we'll do. Okay, here we go. Okay. Yeah, so the next poem has, again, some sex in it, but it also, trigger warning here for everybody, it also has a suicide in it too. So please, I'm certainly not going to be offended if you'd like to leave the room for a moment, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, I know this is, it's harsh subject matter. I get that. Okay. Poem is called Blink for CF. The morning you committed suicide, Dana and I were making slow, unhurried love in a beach house with the windows open so we could hear across the hummock of the dunes the surf's continual sighing. I didn't learn of your death until 5 days later, when a friend sent me an email announcing your memorial service and including a link to a gallery of photos and videos. At the click of a button, you come back to life. There you are, in stylish purple-rimmed glasses, hair cut short as a boy's, feeding leaves to a giraffe near the wooden sign that says Kenya Safari Club, 0 degrees latitude. You giggle while a Sykes monkey with its white throat like the ruffled collars and portraits by Dutch masters balances on your bare arm. I gulp when I play the video of you being interviewed by the Kenyan schoolgirl who asks you to describe your family. You reply, when I was in college, my mom got cancer and that was that. And so, you know, since then I've just been on my own and trying to live the best life that I can live. 2 seconds later, the video ends. After Dana and I made love the morning you died at 29 years old, I washed off sweat and sperm in the outdoor shower. I keep walking the beach. Moan after moan, waves hypnotize me. Steady metronome of rollers, sounds eternity's diapason. I hear you say again, I've been trying to live the best life that I can live. You did. In another video clip, only 10 seconds long, you joke to your lover, Sarah, what are you doing? Making a video of me blinking? She takes a close-up of your face, grinning from a pillow. It fills the frame. You'd just woken. Oh, maybe I'll just do, I'm thinking what, maybe two more poems, I think. That's right, okay. So sort of exploring the erotic side of things, just a little bit more diversely, a little more deeply. There's this poem. It's getting dark here. You can see that I've got all my lights off, right? You know, I like reading in the dark, but I may slip over a few words. I don't know. I just like the mood of it, you know, without the artificial light and everything. Yeah. Okay. Eros at the YMCA. Panting after 45 minutes swimming laps, I'm feeling my age, 61, as I pull myself up out of the pool by the tiled edge, throw one leg up, swivel, hoist the other onto the deck, and straighten from a crouch into standing position. By the next lane, a thin-waisted, broad-shouldered young man stretches, leans forward until his fingertips brush the white deck tiles, flexes his buttocks, smiles at me. I see Antonio Canova's gleaming statue at the Louvre, Psyche revived by love's kiss. How winged Eros bends forward on one knee to raise the sleeping Psyche, one hand cradling her head thrown back, the other her right breast. He wakes her. They are about to kiss. Such marble tenderness. The young swimmer's firm ass has the same smooth hemispheres as Eros's bare buttocks. From a leather strap hangs his phallic quiver of arrows. For this one moment, I am Psyche, want to grip his curly head with both hands, arms making a stone. Oh, pull his full lips down towards mine until they graze each other. The sign behind Canova's statue says, "Ne pas toucher les œuvres," don't touch the works of art. Eros has woken me. I would touch him. He dives, does the dolphin kick underwater, surfaces, hurdles the length of the pool in 12 butterfly strokes. His flashing arms are Eros's wings. They beat to the erratic music of my jump-started heart. And I'm going to give you one last poem here. I think I better turn on the light though, okay? Because I'm really having a little trouble seeing. So just one moment here. All right, that's better. And you can sort of see me better too, right? Good, okay. So I don't know if you can see the cover of Swansdown. I'll put it up again, but there's, so this is a plate with a dancer on it. You can see the dancer, right? And it's embedded in a mosaic, this wild, crazy ass mosaic that actually covers the facade of this whole house by the outsider artist, Jackie Daniel. She's a quite amazing, crazy, wonderfully gifted artist. Anyway, that dancer echoes this poem that I will close with. And the poem is called Goodbye Dance. Goodbye Dance. The goodbye dance is me on our front porch, doing jazz hands and high cross kicks like some cartoon of a chorus girl and grinning like an idiot. It started when Dana would drive our two daughters, now grown up, to daycare or preschool. Our way to reassure them that this separation was temporary, not final, nothing to be feared. I keep doing it. When my father came down with Alzheimer's like a bad case of flu, had a headache, then stroke, had to be institutionalized, I did the goodbye dance every morning for years. When my mother fell sick, grew short of breath, and took 6 months to die, I got out there on the front porch. I hip-hop around to music no one can hear but me. My neighbor asks what possesses me. I tell her I am dancing the sun up and the hard rain down. I dance chlorophyll into the sugar maple's leaves. I dance the blood of stars through the Milky Way's far-flung confetti and shining circulatory system. I dance down Lawn Avenue through muddy puddles. Each day is a goodbye dance whose steps I must relearn or invent as I go. Thousands of grackles are migrating, wheeling, pinballing, southeast by south or east by north, crying out their cacophonic cawing, where are we flying so furious, so fast? They and the skittery clouds do the sky's goodbye dance. I dance the dead leaves down from our tall elm. I dance heat wave and cold spell. I do the rumba, the rumble, the half shrug, the frog, the hand jot, the stay alive, the gone in a radioactive flash, monster mash, the AK-47 two-step, the bomb shelter shuffle, the Hiroshima shimmy, the Kandahar stomp. I do queer chaos theory, twist and shout, the kiss and fly, the stick it where the sun don't shine, the locomotion, half-assed free association, love is like a deep blue ocean blues, a woozy Watusi, the herky-jerky, I love Lucy Mazurka, this Passacaglia for passenger pigeons, sea minks, all extinct things. I dance my adieus in the dew. And that's it. That's all I got for you this evening. Thank you very much for listening. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you for those very evocative and inspiring poems. Thank you, Donald, and thank you, Bill. We really, really appreciated your work. It was very easy to pay close attention because your poems were wonderful.